Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Complete devastation at a rural area of Otter Tail County where homes were leveled. A family left the hospital with minor injuries after a tornado damaged their house as they hid in the basement.
They tell Valley News team's Joshua Peguero they're praying a little harder as a few miles away, a man died.
Gareth and Linda Klimek were locked in their basement watching Valley News Live when they saw a warning at the bottom of their TV screen of a tornado. As soon as they looked outside, they saw this coming.
I'm just so happy that my parents are okay, because it's unreal that they survived this. I mean, the car landed a few feet from their bodies, so.
This is the destruction left by a tornado the National Weather Service says was greater than an EF3. Gareth told me he's still shaken up by the experience after getting out the hospital Thursday afternoon with cuts and bruises. His son spoke for him.
It's crazy to see that you can just look around and see the land around you, because this area was all surrounded by trees.
Around me, there are several pieces of large debris that the tornado tossed, including one vehicle that's currently in the trees, a snowmobile, and then one more vehicle, which you can see right here, that's currently in the slough. Neighbors and family came to help clear the debris. A few miles away from this house, 30-year-old Seth Nelson was killed. 2 tornadoes were confirmed to have touched down south of Dalton Wednesday evening, just a few minutes apart. They created a 6- and 9-mile path of destruction.
I'll be damned, that is a tornado.
The Klimeks say they were praying in that basement as the vehicle tossed by the tornado narrowly missed striking them.
They're in good spirits. We're just trying to gather our thoughts and figure out the next steps.
They're grateful for being able to live another day despite losing their things. Near Dalton, Joshua Peguero, Valley News Live.
The Otter Tail County Sheriff says the tornadoes could have been even more deadlier, but luckily they went through a rural area. About 7 homes and outbuildings were destroyed, and county officials expect a long road to recovery.
At this point, we don't believe that there's anybody missing. Everybody is accounted for.
Now tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, you're going to hear from friends of the man that died in yesterday's tornado.
Nothing threatening in our weather today. A little breezy, which is normal for the valley. So let's find out what we can expect tonight. Hutch is here with the answer. Hutch.
Andrea, thank you so much. A little bit of preliminary information on the results of the survey by the National Weather Service of that tornado. It's rated at an EF3 currently with speeds of at least 165 miles per hour. And again, there were injuries, and unfortunately, with heavy hearts, we reported the one man lost his life. Now, we do have reports of other tornadoes that strike. Here was where the deadly one occurred there near the Dalton-Nashby area. Vining, there was one south of town, and newer information on a Wrightstown area spin-up that may have actually made contact with the ground as well. Temperatures tonight cool, low 70s north, near 80 south, and in Fargo right now, delightful. From time to time, it's been a little breezy. That'll continue until sunset. Temperatures in the comfortable 60s by the time we get ready for bed. Grand Forks, the same thing. All of us stay quiet, and that'll be a blessing. We do have some storms to talk about in the forecast for Friday night. We'll do that and talk about the weekend ahead here in a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. A Moorhead man was arrested after a woman told police he choked her and showed her a handgun. 23-year-old Malik Williams was arrested for felony second-degree domestic assault and felony domestic assault by strangulation. The alleged incident happened at the 1000 block of 18th Street South. Authorities are still searching for the gun. If you know where it is, contact Red River Regional Dispatch at this phone number, 451-7660.
6 people were arrested after a man said they had tried to break down his apartment door and threatened to shoot him. When Fargo police arrived last night, the accused drove away in 2 vehicles. One of those vehicles was stopped near West Acres Cinema. Officers noticed the smell of marijuana and saw a gun in the glove box. Jarvis Williams, McMason Baker, and Teron Spragging were arrested for terrorizing. 2 juveniles were referred for terrorizing and released to their parents. And this morning, police were called to the same apartment for another man threatening a person with a gun. They found Anna Teal DeRissel, who was arrested on an outstanding charge of terrorizing and also a new count for this incident.
Tonight on Valley News Live 10 at 10, an exclusive interview with the mother of Brenda Cardis. Cardis, who suffered from addiction and bipolar disorder, disappeared in July of 2018 as she was undergoing mandatory treatment at Center Inc. in Fargo. The 32-year-old signed out of the facility to go on a walk, but disappeared. A little over a year later, her remains were found near the Red River in Fargo. Police say her death remains suspicious. Valley News Team's Bailey Hurley will bring you much more on today's interview tonight on Valley News Live, 10 at 10.
North Dakota is reporting 99 more positive COVID-19 cases, 29 in Cass County, 23 in Burleigh County, 1 in Grand Forks County. This brings the active case count in the state to 521. No new deaths are reported, keeping the state's death toll at 85. 3,464 people have recovered. Minnesota is reporting another noticeable increase in positive COVID-19 cases. 589 more cases are reported, bringing the active case count to 3,480. There have been 5 new deaths, bringing the death toll to 1,490. More than 35,000 people are listed as recovered.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is encouraging cultural malls impacted by COVID-19 to apply for relief funding. The governor visited the Village Market in Minneapolis today to highlight a $2.5 million program to support cultural malls impacted by COVID-19 and encourage them to apply for relief by July 10th.
Show Minnesotans this great economic activity. There are 170 tax-paying businesses in this building who come to work, bring their dreams of starting their own businesses, employ people, and pay taxes to the state of Minnesota. And during COVID-19, the hardest hit businesses were the small businesses that families started. And so I want to...
The governor signed the funding into law on June 16th as part of a $62.5 million package to support small businesses.
New details coming out tonight in the death of George Floyd after authorities release audio recordings of the former Minneapolis police officer's body cameras. The body camera recordings from 2 other former officers at the scene reveal Floyd's many pleas for air and Officer Chauvin's dismissal, saying it takes a heck of a lot of oxygen to talk. Also in the recordings, Floyd tells the officers trying to put him in the back of the cruiser that he had COVID-19 and he didn't want to go back to that. Chauvin is charged with murder and manslaughter.
There will be another drive-through COVID-19 testing event in Grand Forks next week. The testing will happen on Wednesday, July 15th from noon to 7 at the Alaris Center. Grand Forks Public Health says registration is required prior to showing up at the event, and you can do that at test-reg.nd.gov. The goal for this event is to test 1,600 people.
Next time you go inside a Starbucks, you're going to need a mask. Details are coming up later on Valley News Live at 6.
And temperatures today were not as hot nor as humid. That is pressed down to the south as we enjoy some quiet weather. How long will it last? Well, not too long for all of us. Your hour-by-hour forecast is straight ahead.